Well, welcome back everybody to Hot Rod Guy Garage. And we made it to 1,000 subscribers. So a lot of y'all's wondering when the giveaway is going to happen. It's going to be in a few days. I've got a couple other videos planned, kind of in the works. I'm going to put together a video on how everybody needs to enter. But for today, we're going to get back to work on this 91 Mustang GT because this is what I do day to day, guys. And this is what pays the bills. So let's get back. So we left off yesterday where I'd painted under the hood of the car. Well, it's cured out overnight and we're ready to start, put some new things on this car. So I'm going to flip it around to kind of show you what I got going on and what we're going to install today. So as you can see, our paint's cured out. We're dry. So we're ready for the hot side, for the turbo stuff. But first I got to put some new spark plugs in it. Which are Autolite 3924s. That's what we're going to put in it with a 22,000 scap. Got a brand new replacement on 3 turbocharger and a slight upgrade for this car. The old turbo had failed and started pushing oil past the turbine seals. So let's walk over here to the other side of the shop, past the tar that nobody's really gave me a lot of input of what they want me to do with it. So make sure you check that video out. So I've still got to fix the hot side pipe, and there's a reason why I haven't fixed it yet. But I've got our headers all welded up where they were cracked and busted and reinforced. Basically these headers, they were split all the way in two in here to the point where this leg was about to fall off. So much so that we had stress back here on number 4 and it cracked this tube down through here. So I got these all blasted, welded up, and reheat wrapped up. So today this stuff's going to go back on there. And while this may not seem like a whole lot I need to do today, it is quite a bit. Because once the headers are on, I get to remake that crossover pipe. And I've also got to build a new downpipe for this car because at one point it had downpipe ran out of the fender and then it had a full exhaust put back on it. So we're going to run it back out the fender because that's what the customer wants, and I agree with him. Got a hole in the fender, might as well run something through it. So let me get to work. And alright guys, I'm just going to pop in here. I had to turn the fan back off. That's why there's not a video of me putting this on here. But a life-changing thing for a set of headers or, turbo manifolds or stuff that's kind of in tight spaces or a 45-degree wrench head like this. I've had this set of Harbor Freight wrenches for probably 25 years now. Super handy, gets in tight spots, and I'll kind of show you what I'm working with. Well, these aren't necessarily super tight. It's kind of hard sometimes to get a wrench or a socket down in here. So that 45-degree head gives you a better swing. So I'm going to get back busy here and I'll pop back in. This, updates kind of happen. But like I said, guys, little angle headed wrench like that and some offset headed wrenches like this makes headers a lot easier. So I'm going to flip the camera around, show you the header installed, and I'm going to get some spark plugs gapped and get some spark plugs back on the side, and then we'll start on those. So as you can see, I've got it installed here. All the bolts are tight. Time to put spark plugs in it. So basically, guys, these are just your good old standard Autolite 3924s. It did have Autolite 3923s in it. They seem to have been a little cold. So basically, you're going to pull a plug out of the box, and on a turbo car, you're just not going to throw this in there. Because if you do, you're going to have spark blowing out issues. So what I like to do, I check them out of the box, and most of them are usually right at about, I don't know if you can see, about 40 thousandths. That gap right there is way too wide, especially under a lot of cylinder pressure, for the spark to jump. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to close these up to about a 22 thousandths gap. Put a little anti-seize on the threads, and let's get those thrown in there. And at this point, I got the other header on there, and our plugs back in the motor. So our next step is going to be to put turbo back on it, which I've got it unboxed over here. So, you know, for smaller motors like this, one of these On 3 Performance, check their stuff out, guys. I've had good luck with it. That turbo right there is probably 12 years old, if not 15. So for a cheap turbo, they do pretty good. So make sure you check them out. And I gotta get that thing split apart so I can get it bolted back on here. And welcome back, everybody. It is Wednesday now. So I didn't get to finish the video on Mustang yesterday. Run into a couple more issues I had to fix, and some other stuff happened around the shop that pulled me away from it. So I'm going to flip around and show you where I'm at this morning and what's going to happen today. So I come in here this morning and welded up some of the cracks on the crossover pipe. I've got to clean that up and paint it. But the biggest thing I didn't get done yesterday was actually putting the turbo back on it. So that's the goal for today, so watch along with me. And it's a little while later. I got the crossover pipe painted. I'm fixing to header wrap it, and it can go back on the car. Of course, it's blistering hot, so we got a fan running. And I've got the turbo bolted back on. So, gotta get some oil lines and flanges put back on it, and then I'll get the crossover put back on, and we should be in a pretty good spot for today. And just like magic, guys, the turbo's on it. The cold side to the intercooler down there is on it. Got a drain line fitting on there. I'm going to replace this old drain line hose. It looks like it's been replaced with a piece of heater hose at some time, and that's not cool. So I'm going to put a piece of push lock on it after I get the crossover pipe back on it. That way I make sure we got good clearance away from it. So, coming along, a little slowly but surely. Well, that was a surprise. I looked down, I pulled the upper charge pipe off of it. Noticed there's some liquid in there. It smells really gassy. So got that off. We'll let the intercooler drain all the way out on it. Even though I degreased all this motor was sealed up when I done so. But I've got some of the wiring harness cleaned up over here. The solenoid coil back on it. Got some of the stuff tucked back where it's supposed to go. And now we're going to work on getting this intake manifold off here and getting these valve covers cleaned up and the top half of the motor sealed back off. And as far as the intake goes, got kind of a really cool piece here. This comes from Roush Racing. This was actually used on their dyno motors. So got some super nice port work. This intake is going on this car. So got a lot of work to do, so I'm going to get back to doing it. So I'll be back here in just a few. And alright guys, it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I've got the intake off the motor, valve covers off, and I'll flip you around and kind of show you a few things that I seen while I was in here, and a few surprises. So to start off, you know, we got our set of regular Edelbrock Performer heads here, and after cleaning around in the ports, somebody has ported these heads sometime in the past. Same with the exhaust side, so that's a good thing. The motor's real clean inside, so that's another good thing. It's got an old set of old Motorsport SVO rockers on it, which to me is a good thing. But, you know, the car is cleaned up pretty well under the hood, and it's starting to kind of come together. But when I pulled this intake off, you see how much the head port overlapped the intake port. So the intake port's way smaller than the head port, which I anticipated this in order to correct gaskets. But let me show you something here. See this? This is a dual plane intake with a turbo. This is not an ideal situation. Very bad mixture distribution when you do that kind of stuff. So
we're going to get the correct style intake back on this thing, and we'll go from there. But I'm going to pause the video for a second, and I'll be right back, and I'll show you the valve covers. So in an effort to try to save the valve covers that were on it, I spent a lot of time straightening the rails up and touching up paint where it was chipped and stuff, and trying to blend it all back together. And I got them sitting out here after I clear coat them. This is a matte clear. It's not dulled out all the way yet, but they look a lot better than what they did if you revert back to earlier in the video and see what they looked like. So basically, guys, maybe by the time I leave today, we'll get to see what this thing's going to roughly look like under the hood. So I'm going to get back to work, and I'll be back here in a few minutes. And alright guys, what I mean by the correct intake gaskets, you want a gasket that does not overhang into your port whatsoever. These are 1250 Fel-Pro gaskets. They also come with the exhaust crossover block off. These are what we're going to use on this motor. So right now I'm going to lay a bead of silicone for the china walls, put a little RTV around the water ports, then we're ready for our intake. And alright guys, I just kind of dummied the valve covers up on it. Our intake is down in torque. I dummied the elbow up in the valve covers. Just so we had a general idea of what the car's kind of going to look like when it goes back together. So, should look a lot better than what it did. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. But so far, it's looking a lot better than what it did. I think they will be happy with how it's turning out. So, let me get back to work. So, alright guys, I know I fast forwarded through some of the stuff from the day, but I'm kind of a day behind on this car, so I gotta kind of move forward. So, that's where we're at this point, and you know, that's going to be it for the video today. If you like this kind of content, go ahead and like this video, share it with your friends, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button. Even though we've reached 1,000 subscribers, we're still lacking on watch hours, so if you got a few free minutes, watch a few videos. You know, I would greatly appreciate it, and until next time guys, we'll see you at the next one.